I'll leave it there then.
Definitely adjusted this year.
Good evening, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Is this working? If I get really, really close, does it get louder? All right, good. Just wanted to make sure I understood the technology here. The bright side is you only got to put up with me for another 10 minutes or so. You're all good. Yeah, Amy, you didn't have to stand up and applaud. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys for coming. Such a wonderful attendance for our annual meeting tonight. Before I call the meeting to order, I want to thank the Coff family for such a lovely dinner and buffet tonight. It was tasty and filling. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. So I am officially calling the meeting to order. I would use my gavel that Roseanne gave me when I became president, but I can't find it. So I'll just go, sorry, Roseanne, it's somewhere. She says, I take care of them, and this is what I get. So this is the official pound the meeting to order, and I'd like to introduce Rabbi for an opening prayer.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Rabbi Yehuda ben Tema, who was a first-century teacher of the Mishnah, said in the 5th chapter of Pirkei Avot that a person has reached the age of gvura, which is strength, at 80 years. Now, we have many members of our synagogue who have attained that number of years, thank God, in basically good health. I hope we have many members of our synagogue who wish to attain that age or older in good health, God willing. Whatever our future desires, may we all attain them in good health. Oh God, we hereby convene this annual meeting of Temple Bethel, and as our synagogue, which is in itself in its 80s, right? It's in its 80s years. As we continue into our 80s years, may we continue to pursue ways of wisdom and strength. May we continue to be imbued with the knowledge of Torah, to ensure our ways are ways of pleasantness. May we gather the strength of the collective body of our members and supporters to pursue justice and peace. And may each of us find personal fortitude within to successfully confront the challenges of our times. And we say, Amen. Mr. President.
I like that, Mr. President. Goes away soon. All right, well, I'd like to invite up next the Lemkin family for a mission moment. And two of the cutest kids, I think, in the room tonight. I would say they're the only two kids in the room tonight, but we won't go there. I'm feeling like this is almost like the Oscars, but, I don't want to go too soon probably on that. Thank you. Look at him take those steps. That's awesome. Well done.
Good, he'll stand right here so nobody can see him. All right, shalom, everyone. Just shalom, but yeah, thank you for having me and giving me the honor of presenting the mission moment for this year's meeting. Ellen and I Up here with our kids, Harrison. He'll provide entertainment while I drone on. Little history. Ellen and I moved here to Madison about a year ago and decided on joining this congregation shortly after for a number of reasons. Oh, he's gone. Okay. He did. He got away. He did. So, a little history on my personal journey. I spent a lot of time in the Jewish traditions growing up, but ultimately, from a number of things that happened, I fell out of it, and so it was what it was. However, as I got older, I had more opportunity and stability, and I realized, or more appreciated the power of history and how much history meant to me. It helps me connect and understand with my past, and it also helps inform my decisions on how I treat others and live in the world. It guides my compassion for all oppressed communities, and so I wanted to reconnect with all parts of myself, not only with myself, with my family as well, and they've decided to join me on the journey. And this has been a fantastic place to do that. Just right here at the top of it, too, this is also Pride Month, and I wanted to mention, I want to talk about it because it's important to talk about it and say it out loud, especially with the work that Cantor Namey does as inspiration. I do personally identify as queer, and I'm proud of that. I wasn't always, and like many, it takes being in a new environment away from the hate and in the acceptance to accept yourself and others. I definitely feel safe and empowered here at Temple Bethel, so more than enough to be open about this and to become as involved as I have so far. So. I also learned a long time ago that to get involved or accomplish anything, you have to take it step by step. And any little thing that you do, make an impact. And over the long term, that impact will be outsized. This can be harder as a parent of younger kids. But I've been assured again and again, especially by Stephanie and Nicole and many other people here, that there's always a place for us, the kids, because they bring joy to everyone, screaming and running and all. Yeah, so what's that? What do you say? Do you have something to say to the audience?
Ma.
Perfect. Because of this, I've gotten involved in numerous ways this past years, and there have been many people at the temple who have impacted me on this front. Rabbi Bayach has provided so much guidance and patience, especially with Hebrew naming ceremony for myself and our two sons, Harrison and Theodore, as well as our nights in Niftach Libenu, with the prayer study group. Cantor Namey has been so welcoming and it's just an amazing, amazing musician and composer that I'm always excited to play with in the Promise Band, along with Les and everyone else that's part of those Shabbat services during Midor Lador. Joanna is a beautiful soul that is so caring and kind and has been guiding light on the Kesher Israel Committee. Sherry is extremely passionate on the Social Action Committee, and she's taken plenty of time to help me orient and understand where I can fit in on that front as well. And of course, the many, many more people I've gotten to meet so far, and I look forward to meeting, especially other young families, perhaps through the Young Families Committee as that comes up. It is truly inspiring to witness the level of care and commitment from everyone I meet here. I look forward to the coming years here with all of that and more, sharing in these experiences and learnings with my wife, Ellen, our sons, Harrison and Theodore. Thank you.
Thank you.
Give Harrison a little shake.
Harrison, high five.
Oh, you know it's
High five. High five. Headbutt?
Headbutt?
Oh, there we go. All right, we got it. Thank you, guys. That was an incredibly amazing story. And Harrison, thank you for the entertainment and stealing the show there. We're glad to have you as part of Temple Bethel, and we're thankful to have you and thankful for sharing that story and thankful for your participation. So look forward to much more. Soon you'll be standing up here as a past president. No, just throwing it out there. Let's see, what's next here? Oh, yes. I'd like to invite Stephanie up for introduction of staff. Take it away, Ms. Kushner.
Wish I had a cute kid or something, but okay. Hopefully it will be as inspiring. Yeah, no, actually I'm good. Okay. I do have cute children. I just can't hold them in my arms. Anyway, I do have inspiring words though. I'm grateful for the TBE staff that continues to bring their dedication, passion, and willingness to help wherever needed every day. We have a wonderful team, this team that is led by the executive staff of Rabbi Beich, Cantor Nami, Nicole Jar, Kendra Sager, and myself, have obviously had many changes and challenges to deal with over the last couple of years. But we've always adapted and focused on the priority of servicing our TBE community. Rabbi Beich and Cantor Nami are not only wonderful Bema partners that lead us in worship, but help guide us toward calm during times of uncertainty and stress. Their creativeness, I'll call it creativeness, drives all staff to challenge ourselves to support all of their ideas. We were all happy to see our students and families back in the building with the return of in-person religious school this year and Hebrew school. Nicole Jars successfully guided teachers and students through uncertain times, keeping them focused on the goal of consistent Jewish education while guiding our other education-focused leaders and advisors in both virtual and in-person programming. We welcome Kathleen O'Connell, who completed her first year, or is about to, as our lifelong learning coordinator. Parents and students, as well as staff, appreciate her positive attitude and her always very cheerful personality. Kendra Sager continues to lead our communications team in both our regular and special communication projects. In addition to communications, Kendra and the membership committee welcomed over 37 new families to Temple this year. Helped our small groups, such as Young Families and MJND with their programming, and also tutors many of our B'nai Mitzvah students. Sarah Popkowitz continues to do a great job as our communications assistant, working closely with Kendra and the communications committee in producing much of what you get in your email and your mailbox. Aliza Hofford has continued to be innovative in her ideas for engagement as program coordinator. Member Milestones was her idea, and we are all thankful for the connections to our history as well as to our longest serving members. This project brought a lot to all of us. Her important work as staff liaison for our Social Action Committee is appreciated, as this is a significant part of our vision and engagement of our community. Our office stays organized and runs smoothly with the help of Melissa Osborne. Of course, everyone looks forward to her answering the phone, and I do note the note of disappointment that I hear from members when I answer this phone. I'm not taking it personally, and people enjoy Kathleen's friendly voice too, but it's fine. I'll take a third to answering the phone. Not only does she do a wonderful job as assistant to clergy, but has done an amazing job of learning and handling much of our bookkeeping as we transition to bringing those tasks into the office. Stephen Gregorius continues to keep our building in amazing condition, even with learning and operating all of our new technology, allowing us to live stream all of our events, such as this one. We were happy to welcome Summer Coff as a facility assistant this year. Summer not only helps with facility tasks, but has also learned this technology and is able to share some of these responsibilities with Stephen. We were happy to welcome back Mona Stats as facility assistant to help with Shabbat Onegs, and we are super happy to have Shabbat Onegs back. And as we have more in-person events, such as this one, you hopefully saw her outside, we need her help more and more. I have a lot of admiration for our staff and could not imagine a better group of people to work with. So I know this isn't staff, but since it's my turn here at the Bema, I wanted to take a few minutes to say a few words about Steve as our rising immediate past president. Steve and I started this journey together 3 years ago. Mai as a new executive director and he as a new president. We had no idea what we were in for, but with Steve's guidance as president, I always felt like we were in control, or at least, hopefully it came off that way. Steve was an excellent mentor as I gained confidence in this job. He left me to figure out details, which is my strength, including reminding him of what he had to get done, including tonight. And he helped me grow my skills as a leader and how to take a bigger picture view of things. His strength, which is his strength in guiding the many leaders of nonprofits over his career. I appreciate his humor in all situations, whether it's appropriate or not. It is this humor and his "we got this" attitude that helped me over these 3 years and will continue to stay with me as executive director. Thank you, Steve, for being my mentor and friend, and someone I know I can count on as immediate past president. I look forward to working with Leslie with her unique skills as a leader, guiding us over the next few years.
We ought to recognize this person.
Oh, okay. I don't recognize myself.
You don't recognize yourself? You should.
Okay.
Thank you for those kind words, Stephanie. I'm tearing up under my mask. Something's fogging up. I'm not sure what. But I think we ought to take a moment and thank Stephanie, who has provided. Yes, Dan. Yeah, bring it on. Yeah. Stephanie is a rock. She just keeps it going. She keeps a smile on her face. She tolerates and laughs at all of my bad jokes, which I appreciate. And finally, I can take this electric buzzer she implanted in my neck out. She has just been phenomenal to work with. And I constantly refer to Stephanie not as our executive director, but as our CEO. And she is really the CEO of Temple Bethel, Chief Executive Officer. And so, Stephanie, we wouldn't be here without you. So thank you. All right. Now, everybody who's been at a board meeting knows this is my most exciting part of any board meeting, where I would ask you to look in your annual meeting packet here for the meeting minutes. And this is where I get asked for the approval of the meeting minutes from last year's board meeting. So I would ask if we have a motion. I'd state your name, please, so we can have it for the record. And raise your hand. I see Ms. Denmark-Friedman back there is motioning to approve the minutes. Is that true? Yes. Thank you. Do we have a second? Sitting next to her is Ms. Jackie Friend. It's like they conspired to approve the minutes. I like this. Do we have any comments or corrections? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Great, thank you. We're really getting through this. Next, I would like to invite Carly Jacobson, but Carly isn't here. I had this down.
I didn't forget to tell you.
No, she owns this. But speaking for Carly tonight will be Stephanie, who will deliver the treasurer's report. Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yes. We wish Carly well on her trip tomorrow for a few weeks in Morocco with her kids, so we excuse her from the annual meeting. But, okay, so the financial report. This year, we worked more on our financial transition, headed up by Carly Jacobson and Dale Kunin. This transition included outsourcing our payroll, outsourcing payments, and no longer printing checks in-house. All our financial tasks are now done in-house between myself, Melissa Osborne, and our treasurers, Dale Kunin and Carly Jacobson. And for more fiduciary responsibility, we have separated all our donor-restricted funds from our other investments in cash. So we have been on a journey of this financial transition since it feels like forever, but it's only been a couple of years, but we are getting closer and closer. Dale today said she can actually understand our financial reports, which is a good sign. We're getting there. So for fiscal year 2022, you can see from the statement of financial position that we have a healthy endowment balance of almost $5 million. This is reflected if you see JB1, JB2, if you are actually looking at it. That's Johnson Bank. We have multiple accounts. Those two make up our endowments. This is the result of our good market returns, a very generous start to our newest endowment, which will be introduced at this meeting, and a bequest of almost $600,000. Our restricted donations that are not permanently endowed, which is listed as JB3, is over $300,000. These are funds such as the Rabbi and Cantor's Discretionary, Music Fund, Education Fund, etc. We budgeted for over a $200,000 deficit for the fiscal year. Fiscal year 2022 ends on June 30th, by the way. And we predict about an $80,000 deficit. The Finance Committee has already met on this, and we will bring recommendations to the Board of Trustees as to how to fund this early this summer. And we are grateful that we do have the healthy balances and funds to cover this deficit and a plan which will be introduced. Thank you.
And I really want to thank Dale Cunin and Carly and Stephanie who worked. Amy participated in this. She says no, but we know you did early on. We know different, Amy. We went through a financial transition and a financial systems transition, and if anybody's ever done that at work, they can understand what a chore that can be. And these guys just worked endless hours and tirelessly to get our financial systems in a much better place. And we have reporting now and we have tracking now that we really did not have available to us before. And so as we go into the future, we will be able to do much better analytics and much better looking at how we can manage our finances as an organization going forward. So I would like a quick round of applause for those guys for that hard work. And Dale carried double duty because she did part of it during tax season. Now, that was quite a chore. Next, I'd like to invite up Roseanne Anderson, one of our past presidents, our preceding president before me. Roseanne, as a past president's role, chairs our nominating committee. Another tireless job that has a lot of thanks to it and a lot of hours and a lot of pulling things together. I'm going to need a lot of coaching from you, Roseanne, as I take this on going forward. So, Roseanne, you're on.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I have the honor tonight on behalf of the nominating committee to present the slate for the next year. The officers will be elected for a 2-year term, and then you'll see in categories there are other lengths of term. So nominated for president, Leslie Coff. First vice president, Marta Karlov. Second vice president, Susanna Goldberg. Co-treasurers, Carly Jacobson and Dale Cunin. Recording secretary, Michelle Gustafson. Immediate past president, Steve Lipton. Men's club president, which is elected by the men's club, but on our slate to be installed tonight, Alan Schwartzstein. Sisterhood co-presidents, also elected by Sisterhood and on our slate, Casey Becker and Rachel Leader. We have at-large trustees nominated for a 2-year term, Zach Gallen, Barbara Katz, Victor Levy, I'm sorry, I don't know, you are Levy. I am so sorry. Scott Paler, Lauren Schmick, Sarah Sherman. Trustees continuing in the middle of a first term, Gwen Jacobson, Marty McGeff, Roger Wolkoff. Trustees nominated for a second 2-year term, Karen Horler, Julia Katz, Linda Rivitz, and Jane Taves. And trustee continuing in the middle of a second term, Howard Erlanger. Also from Maddie, elected by Maddie, for a 1-year term is Sam Mesrick. I would really like to thank our nominating committee, Brian Jacobson, Marta Karloff, Amy Krauthammer Maloney, Sarah Sherman, Kendra Sager, ex officio, and also I'd like to recognize Stephanie Kushner, who also provided a lot of support and input to our committee. It's an awesome job to be able to put together our leaders for the next 2 to 10 years, really. And I appreciate everybody that, we call. People are always happy to think about taking on leadership. And thank you so much to all of you who have served on the board in positions and to those who will be coming on tonight to the board. So mazel tov to all, and may we all go from strength to strength.
So I'd like to thank Roseanne for presenting that slate to you, and I would like to ask for a vote of the congregation on that slate. To music. No, just kidding. So all in favor of the slate as presented? Aye. Any opposed? Now you get music.
Join me in singing Hine Ma Tov. Hine Ma Tov U'Managim Sheverachim Gam Yachad שבלחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, 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 שבלחים גם יחד.
Thank you, Dale. That was beautiful. And Harrison, I got to say, I'm seriously jelly over that llama there. That thing is super cool. So this is the last time I get to talk to you. I guess I'm really not president anymore, am I? I should have to change my name tag or something. It's the last time I get to address you as an officer from this BEMA tonight. And so incredibly touched, Stephanie, by your remarks kicking off tonight. That was incredibly special. And then before we came in here tonight, I was given a gift by Leslie and Stephanie that I have to share with you. It's called the Knapsack Sleep Hood. At first, as I looked at this, I thought it was just another attempt to put a plastic bag over my head. But it wasn't. It's actually a box that is a fake gift, and inside there was two of my favorite things, a candy bar and a dinner gift certificate. So Leslie and Stephanie, I really want to thank you guys. You've been phenomenal to work with through this past few years. Serving as president of this congregation for the last 3 years has been an absolute honor. The opportunity to work with incredibly motivated, caring, and smart people has been incredible. I want to share my thanks and appreciation to our members, our volunteers, our temple professional staff, and our clergy. He's making me laugh. I love it. You all make Temple Bethel hum with joy, creativity, and spiritual energy. Mazel tov to all of you. In our roles as lay leaders, we all work closely together to support each other as we work to always improve our synagogue. I want to especially thank our Board of Trustees, those finishing their terms, those starting their terms, and those continuing. Your guidance and leadership have been absolutely amazing. And for those leaving, we have something coming up for you in just a minute. However, I do have one complaint, Roseanne. You did not tell me before I started that we're going to have a pandemic during my term that shut the whole world down and changed the way we do everything. Thanks, Roseanne. This is what I get for a cup of coffee. That said, sometimes a problem can create opportunity. And out of that problem came this opportunity, and I'm super proud of our temple team of volunteers, staff, and clergy who made the most of it. I'd like to say that we, in fact, rocked it, implementing many years of change in a 1 to 2 year time span, all while keeping our members engaged. Think about this. We did virtual worship. We conducted virtual social events. We conducted virtual education for both youth and adults. We remodeled this beautiful sanctuary, creating a more flexible and open space. Anybody miss the pews? One. I can make you a deal on some pews. We grew the size of our membership. We welcomed a new cantor and a new executive director who have been a phenomenal addition to our team and our congregation and our membership, and so much more. In fact, I'd like to share a little bit more on our virtual worship. Our clergy and team dove into this with a blank slate. We never did virtual worship before. They learned and got it done and did it for 16 months each week, learning a little bit as they went each week until we're doing a lot now. Then We pivoted again, and we had to fuse together on-site worship with virtual worship, including having all the text available for us to be able to read online and in the congregation, and all the supplemental materials that went with it. This was countless hours of effort, and the outcome has been tremendous. Our synagogue has only expanded our reach and created more opportunities to participate. He's really making me giggle. Harrison, you and I are going out in the hallway to play as soon as I'm done here. We are well positioned to move forward, and we have the tools and talent to do just that. I am so proud of our team. I'm also proud and thankful for the opportunity to have served, even with this crazy virus going on around us. And even more important, I'm so proud of the lay leadership stepping forward. Leslie, congratulations. Marta, Susanna, stepping into the VP roles. You'll soon be standing up here giving your leaving office remarks. It goes fast, I gotta tell you. And I wish you nothing but continued success in your roles. Leslie, you're bringing a lot to this role, things that I didn't have. Talent, spiritual leadership, the ability to get things done and get things done quickly, your humor, and your drive and your motivation to make Temple Bethel an even stronger community going forward. I am so excited to have you succeeding me. And I have to add that Leslie and I have really been in a terrific partnership for the last few years, working together, learning from each other. She occasionally whacked me on the back of the head and told me to do it right, but it was deserved. And it all went well. And so I am so appreciative of you. Now, one more thing. Leslie, come up. We're ready. We would like to thank each of our retiring board members with a special gift. So when I call your name, you have a choice. We can either toss it down to you, or you can come up and get it. Your call. David, book staff. David, come up. David was a terrific part of our board. Come, go along. David was a terrific part of our board, and I appreciated Dave's thoughtfulness, comments, passion that he brought to every meeting. Mark brought Mark Herstad a level of nonprofit experience and leadership to our board that I valued every time. Thank you. Dale Kaufman. Dale, your thoughtfulness, your experience that you brought to the board, and your caring about our town creation. It would have been nice if you had sung at every board meeting. Jim Mackman, who could not be here tonight. Jim, again, was a terrific part. You promise? Yes? Dorothy Paller. Dorothy is not here tonight? Scott was here. Could I say something nice, Dorothy? Again, I brought a lot of... Scott, what nice things should I say about Dorothy? You leave that to me. Again, Dorothy brought a lot of talent to our meeting, a lot of thought, and really helped us in a lot of tough decision-making along the way. Suzanne Wolf, I saw Suzanne here. Where is she? She was here, wasn't she? There she is. Suzanne, you've brought a lot of volunteer time to this organization over the years, and you brought that talent and knowledge of our congregation to every board meeting with you, and I thank you for that. So thank you so much. Thank you to our board members. And a special shout out and a thank you to Kate Mitchell, who represented our youth on the board. And Kate is heading off to Tucson, I believe, to the University of Arizona, so that's pretty exciting. And her gift was sent to her. So even now she's still whispering. Now I have the most important duty of the next president, besides handing off to Rabbi for the installation of all these great people. I have to run out to the parking lot now and move my car and park Leslie's car in the presidential parking spot. So, yeah, the transfer of parking power. So thank you guys. It has been an absolute joy and a pleasure. Rabbi?
I'm going to use, if it's okay, I think I'm on this microphone, yes? Okay. I want to introduce many of you to a new resident here at Temple Bethel. This is a Torah scroll, as you can plainly see. This Torah scroll is pretty light, actually. It's probably 12 pounds, maybe. And you can remain seated at this moment. This Torah scroll is from Czechoslovakia. This Torah scroll was among the 1,600 or 1,700 Torah scrolls that was confiscated by the Nazis, stored in terrible conditions, rescued by British Jews in the mid-1960s, and then finally distributed to synagogues, Jewish community centers, museums all over the world on a permanent loan basis so that we can preserve its heritage. The words in this Torah scroll are exactly the same words that we find in every Torah scroll. And we actually have two similar Torah scrolls because of the generosity of Frank and the Ross families here at Temple Beth El. This Torah scroll has seen more than anyone in this community, probably, except those who survived the Holocaust, could see. As we tonight install our new board, and I'm going to invite all of the new board members to come to the bima, or current board members, continuing board members too. I want you to pass this Torah from one to the other. This Torah scroll is not simply representative of the values that we cherish and the peoplehood that is contained within our hearts, but it really is a connection that we feel to history. It is a real, live, living, breathing witness to both Jewish life and, sadly, Jewish destruction. As many of us have been similar witnesses in our own personal lives and in our communal lives. So in a little while, board members will be holding this Torah scroll, if only for a few minutes. When you come up, which is actually going to be in just a second, I'm going to ask Leslie if you would stay there at that side of the bima and have everybody else just sort of fan around to the front of the bima, the back of the bima, so we can pass this Torah to you. But I did want to ask you to hold this and think of where it's been. Think of the Jewish mission that it fulfills still, and the Jewish mission that we fulfill as leaders of this community. So with that, I would like you to come to the bima, you who are new and continuing members of our board, to join us up here. Leslie will stay where she is, because she's going to be, as the president, new president, she'll be receiving it last. But please begin with this side. Just make a large arc around the bima, please. The people coming to the bima, just so you know, are elected board members, our exalted past presidents, our current leadership, new and continuing board members. These are the people who we have chosen, whom you have chosen to lead our community. Wow. Dear friends, Holy One of blessing, bestow your blessing on these leaders who have been elected to serve our congregation. May they fulfill their mandate to lead and support our synagogue with whole hearts. Instill in them insight, understanding, perseverance, patience, honor, diligence, humor even, when engaging with the needs and desires of our members and our larger Jewish community. Inspire them to work together in pursuit of our community's greatest aspirations even as they serve as stewards of our synagogue's daily needs. Oh God, we are grateful for the dedication and giving spirit that bring these women and men before you and us. These leaders who are both new to and seasoned by the tasks at hand. They are prepared to devote their energies to your service and to the benefit of us all. Grant success to their endeavors as they seek God's protection and beneficence. We are with them in the spirit of community and peace and love.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. The door, nagid lag lecha door. We protect this chain from generation
To generation, door by door, these lips will praise your name.
Looking back on the journey that we carry in our heart, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning we will have the strength to say. Vador,
Nagid God lecha, the door vador, we protect this flame. From generation to generation, the door vador, these lips will praise your name.
we protect this chain.
Generation to generation, the door vador, these lips will praise your name. Mazel tov to these leaders who continue to lead us with distinction and passion and love. Welcome them as our new leaders. You may be seated. Oh, I like the way that sounds.
Join me in Shehachiyani. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higiranu lazman hazeh.
case anyone is wondering why we're so lucky to have Dale Kaufman this evening helping us with music, Cantor Namey is at his professional conference, the American Conference of Cantors, and they are in Chicago at their meeting, so we're so lucky to have Dale. You guys hear me okay? Okay. Good evening. If you haven't met me before, my name is Leslie Coff. You may have noticed that earlier in the evening, we were singing Hinema Tovu Manayim, Shevarachim Gam Yachad. I mentioned this also a few weeks ago in the Volunteer Shabbat, because this is a wider audience, I want to mention it again, how beautiful it is for all of us to be together. Hinema Tovu Manayim, Shevarachim Gam Yachad. How beautiful it is all together, that we are all together here. This is our first meeting in person in a few years, and it's really beautiful to see you all. I chose this piece because I wanted to acknowledge how beautiful, really gorgeous it is for all of us really to be together. Thank you so much for being here. This is our community. Look around, you are beautiful. Thank you. So our Torah tells a story of Aaron and how he got to be a leader, because I'm sure you're wondering. His time of service was revealed in the morning at dawn when the community woke up and to find his staff standing next to all the other staffs of the potential leaders, and this staff had burst into flower and fruited with almonds. Almond flowers and fruit, the fullness of hope. A leader, it has been said, is a dealer in hope. I would like to begin in thanking Steve Lipton. Come back here. Steve held the flowering staff for all of us when the world changed. He demonstrated leadership and ingenuity when there was uncertainty in all our lives. This, I have to state and acknowledge, took courage. Thank you, Steve, for keeping us going. And off the record, thank you for your sunny personality and your dad jokes. What can I say? Leadership sometimes comes in all forms. Actually, we would like to more specifically honor Steve, not just with like a bag to put over his head, but we have a gift for him. I'm going to tell you what it is even before he opens it. We're giving him a kind of a bracelet, a sort of a personal mezuzah, a blessing and protection for him in the next stage of his life. Come here, please. Thank you. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your service. Thank you. The nice gift is actually smaller than the bag for his head. Additionally, Steve has asked that we make a donation in his name to the Boys and Girls Club of Madison. We are happy to honor this request. Now another story. When our ancestors were running from Egypt and came upon the shores of the Red Sea, they stood at the edge of the water, and they stood there. What would happen next, they wondered. One man, his name Nachshon, stepped forward. He began to step into the water. One step, then another step. You could imagine what everyone was saying around him. What are you doing? Why are you walking into the sea? But he walked into the sea, while the water covered his knees, and then his waist, his chest, his neck, his chin. It is said that it was not until the water covered his eyes that the sea began to recede, to split, in the way that we know that our ancestors walked through that split in the sea to escape the Egyptian soldiers. They bravely walked into their future. In our lives, in our collective life, when there is change, we have to bravely step forward into the water. We have to trust that all will be okay. In the next few years, I am asking you to join me. Take my hand, and together we will walk towards the water. You and I, we share a common tapestry, the rich, vibrant fabric of our shared Judaism, our shared history, our shared community. Here on the shores of Lake Wingra, at the edge of this water, we have the opportunity to reach for each other, to enjoy that connection, to feel joy in what we share. I offer to you that we should continue to inspire each other. It is my intention that we will walk this road together towards grace, towards Shalom Bayit. To the existing Board of Trustees, and in welcoming our new trustees, thank you for agreeing to share this time and space with me. A special thank you to those who made tonight possible: Steve Gregorius, Melissa Osborne, Stephanie Kushner, Dale Kaufman, Rabbi Beich, and Summer Coff for tonight's program. Additional, the Communications Committee, Kendra Sager, everybody that put together the beautiful booklet, the report. And if I've missed anybody, I'm very sorry, but it's all appreciated and it's wonderful. Thank you. I look forward to working with all of you, to learning from all of you. Thank you for this almond blossoming staff, for this whisper of hope. Thank you for this honor. You will find tonight on the dessert tables candied almonds, almonds to remind us of the blossoming of leadership. We are not just people in roles on the board. We are here to make good things happen. In many cultures, candied almonds are eaten to acknowledge blessing. We eat them tonight for joy, for luck, for optimism, to acknowledge how blessed we are. I look forward to partnering with Rabbi Beich as we step forward like Nachshon towards our next adventure together. In the coming few years, I anticipate collaborating, partnering with Rabbi Beich and our community, sharing all of our collective joys and opportunities. Now, a few words about the upcoming clergy transition that was announced a couple months ago. First of all, thank you to Dan Esser, Betsy Abramson, Carol Cantor, Susanna Goldberg, Rabbi Beich, and Steve Lipton, who have met with me in the past few weeks as we explored different emeritus relationship models. It is from this information gathering that we will begin to build the new structure that can suit both Rabbi Beich and Temple Beth El as we walk this road together. Next, in preparation for and as a part of this journey of transition, in the fall, just following the High Holy Days, we will embark upon a listening campaign. The listening campaign will invite all Temple Beth El members to weigh in on the strengths and opportunities in our community. You will receive more information about this actually in the next couple weeks. And in the late summer of 2023, a little bit more than a year from now, we will begin the formal process of a rabbinic search, as outlined specifically by the Central Conference of American Rabbis and the Union of Reform Judaism. There will be many opportunities additionally for honoring and celebrating our wonderful Rabbi Beich, and I invite you all to be a part of these shared upcoming joys. At this point, I would like to invite Rabbi Beich to share a couple words. Rabbi Beich.
I think I'll use this. Just a few seconds about the partnership to come and the partnership that has been and the partnership that I've shared with so many leaders here tonight. This is an ongoing privilege to be part of this community, and I thank you all. As you have seen, there is information becoming rolled out now about a transition that we'll be making between the current rabbi and then my perhaps assuming or looking at the position of Rabbi Emeritus Rabbi. I'm not sure exactly what term we'll use along the way. But it's important for us to know that something like this hasn't happened for 43 years or 44 years, ever since the retirement of Rabbi Swarsensky and he became Rabbi Emeritus. This is essentially a new situation and presents many opportunities and challenges. to create this position in contemporary times, to work with everyone together as we strive toward this challenge. Now, there are varied feelings that exist among our community members, ranging from uncertainty, as was alluded to great confidence. But I want to assure you of my feeling of certitude and calm about the process to come. My commitment is to be a quiet and peaceful presence when necessary, and to be the leader that I am when necessary. But I do want to add something personal. I want to say that there is no lame ducks here, and I'm being very serious for a moment, because I'm the rabbi, and I don't say this boastfully, but I'm the rabbi. I will. I'm the rabbi until June 30th of 2024, and therefore I have created, with the help of some of our members here in town, a little button. It's hard for you to see, but there's a picture, or a drawing rather, of a duck with a broken leg and a crutch with a little red mark on it. I'm not sure if you can zoom in on that if you want to.
Got it.
Okay, so I'm going to wear this button a bunch because there are no, and I'm very serious that there are no lame ducks here, because we can't afford as a community to have any lame ducks, any lame duck period, or anything. It's important to also know this, that from the standpoint of congregational dynamics, this 2-year period will be a very fruitful period of time. As Leslie said, it's a time for listening. It's a time for developing our next approach to this community. As she described, we will ascertain the strengths and opportunities. We are learning the hopes and aspirations of community members. Now, technically, I will be the emeritus status. I will be emeritus in 2 years, but it might be a little bit longer for some people, because some people it might be a little bit shorter for some people. But I do want to say that it's important for us as a community to move forward together. And that's where I assure you of my feeling of certitude and calm, a spirit of optimism in building something new with you. We have the ability to work with temple leadership who have expressed a desire to craft together this new-ish position of emeritus rabbi. And it's a good one. I do also want to say this, that as you look for your next rabbinic leader, my approach is not to exert any influence on that process. Of course, there will be exceptions. If you ask me, I'll answer a question. And I will also speak candidly about the specifics of my execution of my position. That may be interesting to some people. I will help to orient our next rabbi in this community. But my role is quite limited because I need to stay out of my successor's way whenever that person assumes that role. This is not only right, it is an ethical expectation of my profession. So I'm helping everybody in this. Look, transitions are difficult even in the best of situations, and we need a commitment from every person here and every person watching online and any person who hears these remarks wherever. We need a proper approach for our community to bring healing, to bring creativity to this community, because that's what we're going to find in the next 2 years. We're going to find great creativity here, not only for the current leaders, but for overall leaders. And finally, I want to add a poem that I wrote. It's not such a poem, but this is what I'm thinking at this time. I made an inquirement about retirement. Some friends referred to this as perspirement or haywirement, but I found far more who gave me inspirement as I looked toward my new aspirement. So no retirement for me. There's something else in the future. This is my frame of mind, and I really want to invite you all to walk with all of us as we take this journey together. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. I amended my remarks. Here's my well-typed next steps that I'm going to talk about. So the rabbi touched on creativity. I just want to add a thing here. So I want you not, if it's at all possible, could we imagine that we are not a static congregation, but we are the congregation that we are becoming? As many changes as we've made, we are going to change in some new directions, but also the full flowering of ideas will be in play. There will be no lame ducks. We will be trying some new things, just because why not? Right? Thank you on that. Next. All right, I said what was on the little yellow paper. I would like to welcome Julia Katz and Barbara Katz, known in professional circles as the Katz sisters, like the Lennon sisters, who will share another beautiful new road that we will be walking together. Barbara, Julia? Oh, there you are. Clearly very tired.
Barbara and I, can you hear me? Okay. Barbara and I are thrilled to introduce you to the Temple Bethel Endowment for Spiritual Leadership campaign. The campaign was established out of tremendous admiration and appreciation for our clergy and a strong desire to continue to ensure high-quality spiritual leadership for the foreseeable future. The purpose of the endowment is to fully fund the costs of our spiritual leaders, which will provide financial stability for both them as well as the congregation. While this is a tremendous undertaking, we know that this community is very forward-thinking and committed to the success and financial health of this community. By securing funds for our future spiritual leaders, we will be building on the foundation previously laid by our successful prior campaigns, like the Larry Cohn Chair of Jewish Learning Fund and Yerusha. Barbara will now share a few details of the campaign with you, and you may continue to read more about it in the annual report, as well as in future materials in the next few months.
Thanks, Julia. I'm so glad we don't have to do a song and dance up here. So, the goal of the campaign is $8 million, and we are halfway there. The campaign was sparked, The campaign was sparked by two donor families contributing $3 million in transformational gifts. This moved a small group of additional donors to bring us that additional $1 million. But please don't write your check yet, as much as you want to. You will receive an invitation in your snail mail this August to inspire you to participate in this campaign. And this will also include details on challenge opportunities. We hope that you'll be inspired by our new leaders' words, our rabbis' words, our collective community's words, to give to this initiative at a transformational level for you and your family.
Our spiritual leaders are essential to reinforcing Temple Bethel's vision and maintaining a Reformed Jewish presence in Madison and the region. Our spiritual leaders lead us in creating a vibrant and enduring community, and we look forward to you joining us as we secure our future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barbara and Julia. We're excited to move forward on this, and we're also excited to hear more about it in the next few months. So we are now at the part of the agenda where we have other business. We open for questions. Steve has a mic in his hand that he's, okay, now it's in his hand. Sorry, yeah. So if they have questions that they'd like to address or things that they want to bring up, we're at that point, so please.
Anybody?
Steve, do you have any questions?
have time to move the car?
No, we're not moving my car, okay. All right, well, if there are no questions that people have, then I would like to ask for a motion on adjournment of this meeting. David Bookstaff, and seconded by Marty Megeff. So let me just say this before I call for the vote. We're gonna go get dessert now, okay? We're gonna eat it outside. There are going to be candied almonds and other delicious things, and there's even hot coffee, and I want you to enjoy. Are you ready? All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. Wonderful, mazel tov to you all. Thank you, enjoy.